as I said, I do want to welcome us all to the first session of our new campaign. Uh, I am very excited to go on this adventure with everybody. It's going to be very neat. I really like the way that our party came together and some of the story we got going. I've got some exciting things planned, some neat surprises perhaps along the way, and then stuff we'll just have to make up as we go because that's just the nature of it all. But it's always a pleasurable experience, and I hope we all have fun and can kind of get things started. And so, just to kind of give the overall background of some things, I'll let you all kind of reintroduce your characters just one more time so that we have it all on the official session and we've got it set up and ready to go. But just to kind of hit the general background, we've got at least a couple of you that knew each other for at least a considerable amount of time before today that have gone off and made some friends, and we're back together. We're under currently a mission that is kind of world relevant. In the last 10 years, there's been a lot of strife and turmoil in the world. We have just gone through some major cosmic cataclysmic event that we managed to survive as a world, as nations coming together to fight off an invasion of demons and devils and undead. And for the better part of 1,000 years, there's been a huge amount of terrible, festering evil taking place in the Badlands. And one of the, main missions for the powers of good has been to reclaim the Badlands, and that is where our first mission starts. There has been significant progress over these 10 years, making some advancements in even bringing regrowth and vitalization to the Badlands itself. Except here in the north. In the north, where most of the bad had been concentrated in one way or another, in hiding in the crevices that exist in the natural landscape around here, both physically, but as well as even the ground and the earth itself has been very difficult to cultivate and bring back like some of the rest of it has been. And so there's been small progress being made, and but they're ever resolute. Progress is still being attempted. And so the Badlands Reclamation Force has called you together for your natural talents to go on a mission to get some of the people of some of the native people of this area on your side and help them and build good relationships with them so that you can use their knowledge and their abilities of tracking and just where things are and how to avoid the bad things and all the like that they've been doing for generations, and utilize that to further the efforts. And so that's kind of where we started. We've got our current mission, which I will reshare. I think I'll reshare.
Yeah, it's possible.
See it?
Okay. And so ultimately, like the highlights being that we're supposed to locate a halfling enclave. There is a large known group of ghostwise halflings that live throughout, and then there's different pockets of them all over the place, and we have known many of them. In fact, one of the major party members of the last campaign was oddly enough an ancestor to one of them, to one of the major groups. And so there's been a strong connection, but there are several lost pockets of them, and we're looking for some of the lost pockets to try to bring them into the fold. And so you've been kind of given some supplies and some tools, and you've been told out of the main area and forts and outposts and temples that we have been able to reclaim in the Badlands here in the north, to seek out a small shrine, and there you will pick up a guide. And from there, the guide will take you to an oasis where they expect or they have some evidence at least leading to believe that there exists this enclave of halflings. Um, and so that's kind of where we picked off. So why don't you go ahead and take a moment and kind of reintroduce yourselves, and then we'll get underway.
I am Dagon, half elf, Mr. Paladin, and very recently I have been very excited about us going back to Kanos. I've spent 6 years serving in their military. I have a farm there with my best friends, who I've been talking about a lot. And I'm hoping if we have some downtime, maybe we can go hang out there. And I give everyone a pastry. Everybody likes sweets.
I'm Fancy the Bard, the de facto leader of every group that he's in. Um, also, entertainer, widely known for his um, skills. He's a card player. So uh, he's inappropriate, oftentimes, and doesn't like respect people's personal space very well. He's kind of awkward, and just to show what a good guy is, he wants to make sure that Amaros has an apple, as the pack animal of the group.
It's Maros.
Amaros. He wants to make Amaro, and an apple. So.
I give Amaros another pastry to make up for the apple.
It's okay. I'm used to this shit. I just ignore it now. Um, I'm Maros. You guys know that I'm from the Tainted Isles originally, and after escaping barely with my life and traveling around, I'm basically I don't condone violence. I'm here to heal and commune with nature as we travel around. Make sure you guys stay out of trouble. Mostly Fancy.
A lot
Hey,
of help will be
Weldon.
needed.
Hey, Weldon. I didn't forget about you, buddy. I got some carrots. Here you go. Tosses him a carrot.
I don't catch carrots. It drops.
Fancy goes and picks it up, dusts it off, puts it back in the pouch for later.
Weldon is an artificer, Harrigan. He comes from the north and prefers to use fire to solve his problems. He's been a traveling adventurer for years while he's picking up new skills, carrying around his mentor's journal as a guide and continuing its journey.
I'm playing Val. He's a elderly man of some elvish heritage. He's really kind of stoic a lot of times. You don't really see him grin much or have any kind of mirth about him, but he seems like a guy who can get things done. And he's been traveling a lot with Dagon, and affiliated with Mistra, a lot of that conclave.
Awesome. And Lily?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I was just tinkering with this thing over here. Yeah. I'm Emerald Thistlecoil. Most people call me Emmy. Little rock gnome. Kind of got away from home because I got distracted and loaded a boat and didn't intend to. But here I am, and I'm glad to be friends with everyone and go on this adventure. Just a bit distracted.
Here in the Badlands. It is dry, desolate, the heat is overbearing, and the trip is arduous at best. You make your way through the sandy dunes and the blistering wind. You've left your last known major outpost of refuge here in the Badlands as you trek west towards the shrine, looking for your guide. A day's march has gone by. We start after the first night's rest, headed off towards the shrine itself. You were given a magical compass that is supposed to lead you to some extent this way. So I would like who has the compass for starters? I think someone said they were going to pick it up to start with.
If nobody else, it's clearly fancy.
Then yes, I will take it.
Oh, damn it!
Dagon, if you will, roll me a survival check with advantage. First roll of the campaign.
No pressure.
Once we
Oh
get started.
God, I should not have. Oof.
We're lost.
I just
Perfect.
kind of walk up and stand behind Dagon and just kind of whisper, if you don't want to lead and you don't want Fancy to, I can hold the compass.
I think some sand got in it or something. I think it might be stuck, and I hand it to Amaros.
If it's a problem with the compass itself, maybe Emmy needs to look at it, but
Do I need to tinker with it? I might can give you
It's
some
so
insight.
hot out here, but we're happy, just walking along in the wind.
hey, what do you think? Do you think it looks okay?
Hey, what's going on
Yeah.
over there, guys?
No,
Yeah,
nothing?
why don't you just like a flash of genius, plus for that.
How did you say your name, Riv?
Armaros.
Armaros. Hey, Armaros, did you know I could juggle?
You're gonna bruise those apples.
Oh, that's true. Put them back in the pouch.
I mean, we know. I say that to the group. I mean, we know the mountains are to the north, so we know the north. But it seems to be twitching.
As on any good compass should.
You know, guys, I used to make compasses a long time ago, Maybe I should take a look at that.
So it might be best if we just continue on the way that we initially were going and see
Guys?
if the compass continues to move.
Check the averages. Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, now I roll good on survival. Now perception.
So I got Wolf up for.
I think I was distracted by the juggling of apples.
So it's fancy, clearly.
What do you get a feel out about that? That maybe a shrine? Is that what we're looking for?
Does look shrine-like, I suppose, as shrines go.
Makes sense to me.
I know a song about shrines.
Doesn't seem to be any patrons.
Maybe they're skittish and are hiding.
Or maybe they're ground people and live underground.
Although looking around doesn't seem to be much worth praying about either, except better conditions.
Well, the sun was shining.
Guys, I think I got a rock in my boot here. Just give me a moment.
But we're supposed to meet the contact at the shrine, right? Not the halflings per se.
Right, yeah. That's true. So just one guide maybe. How tall are the stones? Tall enough to hide a Okay, I pull out the compass and see if it, is kind of pointing in the general direction of the stones. Oh, that's interesting.
That's ominous.
Fancy's trying to look over Armaris' shoulder but can't. He's trying to like look over this around the side.
What do you say we approach the shrine with caution? Look for the fellow we're supposed to meet up with. If we don't find him, at least we got a place to set up camp, get a fire going. It's a little chilly.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
So you head down the dunes, kind of across this little slightly flatter place, and you kind of come upon these large standing stones. And you can see the very middle one has this very large lithograph mural carved into it. The others are completely blank. This large mural depicts a halfling shooting bolts of radiant energy out to attack demons that it is surrounded by.
I just say, just from being, from my history, is like that. I think that's Lumo. It's one of the rulers of Kanos.
Never met him. Seems like whoever did this one's pretty proud of him.
The iconography does seem to match that assumption. He is known for wielding divine radiance and throwing them at his enemies, and also known as a pivotal role in the planar war that took place not long ago.
Now, that's my next question. Does these demons and devils and whatnot remind me of what I saw during that war?
Mm-hmm.
I was there. I was in Commander Carr's group. There seemed to be more people there than just a halfling when I was there. How many stones are there? There's like one mural and the rest of the stones are blank, right?
Yeah, so there's like 3 stones on either side of the one with the lithograph, and the other 3 are blank.
Fancy tilts his head to the side and puts out his thumb looking at one of these. He says, "You know, we could put a mural on one of these other stones."
I think we should hold off on that for now.
Val, Armoros, with your passive perceptions, you notice a stirring in the sand.
I'm going to attempt to hide.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check. Yep.
But you're muted, Riv.
Like a large stirring, like size-wise, or like a snake stirring?
Very small shift, subtle movements of the top of the sand.
I'll attempt to move around and get between, have the place where the stirring was between me and the rest of the group.
Y'all point this out to the group, right?
Yeah. I pointed out and I kind of like turned to face it and kind of shoved Fancy behind me.
I'm fiddling and drawing in the sand, like trying to figure out how this compass works.
Fancy's got his tongue out a little bit like a Leonardo da Vinci kind of thing, trying to think about what kind of mural he could put on the other stone.
Dagan just adds, like, if this is our actual first contact situation with the other group, which is supposed to just to be our contact, but I mean, they definitely would. This is their land. If this is happening, they would see us before we've seen them. So let them watch us if that's the case. Let's not provoke anything.
That sounds fair.
You hear a very subtle but distinct voice of an elderly lady. I guess I'm found out. Surprising that you would notice me, given how much ruckus you cause across the sands. Half the desert away you were seen approaching.
We
This
weren't
little
sneaking.
old lady, crumpled, hunched, climbs up out of the sand with the cloak and thing that she is wearing itself blending in with the sand, nearly indistinguishable as she stands and dusts herself off.
Never seen Laura before. I step forward. It's like a mission of stealth we were not on. Are you our contact?
It would be a miracle if there was another ragtag group as yourselves that were seeking me. So I suppose that I am.
Val's just going to step out of his hiding place that he had, make himself obvious.
Well, well. So you're the ones to help my people.
Fancy steps forward, takes a low bow, and says, "Fancy the Bard at your service."
As to not completely cut him off, but to follow up. It's like,
Make
yes,
sure he doesn't say anything else.
yes, we are here to aid in finding those who may be lost in the Badlands.
I see you admiring our savior, Lord Lumo. What do you think of him?
Well, I used to be an artist years ago, and
And he greatly appreciates the quality of the
Fancy shoots you
lithograph.
a scowl.
Very very artistically rendered. The way they made the demon faces look shifting, like they would change.
There
I
are
know-
demons that walk among us, sometimes that look like you and I. At least we call them demons. This place is not what you would expect. I know outsiders. These outsiders never know what this land entails. Often take it for granted. You're not on a mission of stealth, but you should be. The dangers that lurk even here are a threat. A threat I'm not sure you can handle.
Oh, we can handle
We
some
respect
threats.
your wisdom, aged mother.
We accept any guidance you have for us.
Fancy attempts to knock an apple from his left hand off of his right elbow and catch it behind his back. I'm not sure if he succeeds.
The wind makes that a difficult task, and it catches it and it falls to the ground just missing.
He tries to act like that didn't happen. Quickly picks up the apple and tucks it away again.
I saw that.
Can you stop bruising the food?
Fancy stands beside Armoros. Say it one more time.
Armaros.
Armaros, and kind of puts his hand up. How tall is your character?
7 feet.
Yeah, he can't. I guess he can reach up there. He kind of puts his arm up there uncomfortably on one of your shoulders, and he says, "Did you bring anything to eat, bud? I got some things."
I have sustenance, yes.
Laura.
Varied though our individual abilities may be, we're what you got. So, can we continue, or just stand here and be judged a little bit more?
I relish in the pragmatism. I think you will do nicely. I have seen all sorts. Invested in one way or another. What do you hope to get from this excursion?
Oh, a new song. Fancy pulls out an instrument, plucks a few strings. Laura, we met in the wind.
As he sings, we're here to help. I've spent a lot of time working with Kanos. I've spent a lot of time in the Badlands, and I believe it's a very noble cause what we're doing out here. the fact that groups have survived in such a hostile place seems miraculous in itself, but there's plenty of good change and safe havens that exist now, and we would like to bring as many people into that as we can.
I admire your gumption. Very well. So, as a test, it is the evening, and it is normally a time of rest. How should we proceed? Should we light a fire and sing our merriment?
Oh yes, sing.
Shut
At
up.
that, at that, Fancy tries to prestidigitate
Get down, you.
a little fire from his finger, like he could light a candle. A little prestidigitation.
Please continue, Miss Laura. Ignore him.
Would you light a fire here?
Fancy detects something strange there suddenly, and he wants to what is it called? Not investigate.
Insight check.
Insight.
Check. Yes.
Yeah. So here's his insight check.
You can definitely tell that there is a bit of test to her question. But as to what her motives are, you're not sure.
A fire can be seen from far in the desert, so perhaps
And
not.
if I can tag on just a little bit of my past experiences, when traveling in desolate areas, I've always found that trying to keep the general ambiance the same and go undetected is the best. I don't think a fire would be maybe our best interest in this case.
You can see
Fire
her
merriment in the
smile,
desert is not the plan.
this big, gapped, toothy smile. You might survive yet. Very well. Let us find a dune to reside against, perhaps, and make some form of shelter without fire. Guard ourselves from the wind and rest a bit, for in the morning we must go.
The we could use the backs of the stones, or no?
Is the wind coming from a general direction, or is it just tempestual?
It's generally it's actually traveling east to west, kind of at the back at your backs along the journey thus far. But there are places where it's like dust devils and where it is just tumultuous. But at this juncture tonight, and all throughout the day of your travel, it's been east to west.
Are there any materials around that we could build a windbreaker or something like that? A little something.
Well, if I was gonna ask, because we're like at the oasis, so is the sand like super like loose and fine, or like closer to the water? Is it more like
Oh, we are not at the
wet?
oasis yet.
We're
We're
not
at
at
the
the oasis.
yeah. We're at the shrine on
Okay.
the way. Like we're a couple of days journey at least by the map of where the oasis might
Oh,
be.
okay. So like what's the condition of the sand? Or like, is it
It is as loose
formable?
and like fluffy sand as it could be, especially with the wind that's always going. It seems like the top level of sand is just almost aerated and tends to fluff about and move constantly with the wind.
I kind of like use my hoof to like sort of dig down through it to see if if it stays loose or if it gets like kind of compactable or like more moist a little lower.
Are you trying to see if we could like dig out a little fort?
Yeah, I have mold earth, so I can just shift the sand around and make like a fort if it's like a big sandcastle.
The top bit is like, I mean, you dig just a little and a little, and it's all just not like quicksand, because that's like wet sand, but it's just like as you move it, it just seems to just move loosely for at least a good bit, several inches, before you can get. It's more compact. It's not necessarily wet sand, but the sand is mixed with maybe more elements of what would be dirt and other things, kind of depending on where you are. On the dunes, you would surmise that the dunes shift and move, but in this flatter area around the shrine, generally speaking, it's only a layer of this dusty sand.
Okay. So I look at Laura and I propose, would it be acceptable to use the back of the shrine as a wall, and we can uh formulate some other sand dirt walls around us as shelter? We wouldn't want to cause any disrespect by shifting terrain near the shrine, though.
Oh, the winds shift the terrain well enough, as long as the shrine is undisturbed. I could see no fault with it. If you're willing to go through all that effort to make yourselves some shelter, who would I to be to stop you?
Okay, so I can do a 5-foot cube
Uh-huh.
of so I was kind of thinking like sort of like a, I don't know, 10 inches thick, but like 5 feet wide, and like pull it up 5 feet, kind of like on two sides. So we have
Making
like
like
a
a foxhole
stone at
kind
our
of thing?
back. Yeah, stone at our back, and then walls of dirt on the left and right. So you have like one opening, but um, enough shelter to block the wind when you sit down.
Yeah, you could easily do that, I think, with the spell.
Okay.
Who has first watch?
Who does not have night vision?
Me.
Does not have night vision, nor
You're.
Sorry, Fancy does not have night vision, nor is he volunteering for a watch. In fact, once the shelter is kind of propped up, he's putting his bag down and trying to get a little bit comfortable and
It
pulling
might.
out
It
pipes.
might. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, he's just pulling out some pipes to like, uh, whistle around on.
It might be better if Fancy slept.
I cannot see in the dark, but I can sit and commune with nature and probably use my other senses to.
We
I
just
think you
need to
should
pair
just
you.
take first watch.
I mean, we got enough. We might be able to do 2 people on some watches.
Oh, that's
Val-
true. If it's light enough, I can do like the first watch or the last watch. Probably bright enough to.
Val, do you have improved night vision?
I can see pretty far.
Might put him in the. And you only need 4 hours rest, right?
Need? Yeah.
They put you in the middle when it's the darkest, I think.
Alright, if you go to the party sheet where we look at the inventory thing where we can grab some of the parcels and stuff from, there is a tab called Order, I think. Can you see that?
Mhm.
Yes.
Can you, like, there is a thing that says Watch Order. Can you click on those and type numbers for who goes first, second, like that kind of thing? Or do I have to do it? I'm not sure.
I can't seem to.
Oh yeah, I don't. Same.
Can't click on the numbers? Okay.
No.
Then, tell me who's first.
I think that was me.
Okay. Second.
I'll take a second.
Val's third.
I will go next.
Fancy doesn't really feel like watching. It's useless.
Oh, Fancy doesn't know he's gonna have a shift. He's gonna have a shift.
And then that puts me 5th. Okay.
Dred, I'm like rereading this mold earth spell, kind of an aside. Is this something that I would have to like recast every hour, or because I'm molding the earth in a way that it's like it'll stay on its own, like it doesn't need continual force to hold it, so it
Yeah,
doesn't
no, I
count
don't.
as
This is
lasting for an
it
hour,
moves.
or
Yeah. Like the hour part is if you cause colors or shapes or things like that on the dirt, but if you're just excavating, it just excavates it.
okay.
Yeah, that's like it's instantaneous or 1 hour depending on kind of like what thing you're trying to do with it. But if
Okay.
you're targeting loose earth, that's the instantaneous. You just cause it to move and that sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of like making a sandcastle. You like don't need to keep the form around it. You just plop it down, it stays.
Relatively, yeah. I mean, it's still under the effect of outside forces and the wind and gravity and those sorts of things. But yes, it's generally speaking, it's you can make them where they're relatively sturdy.
After Fancy gets settled a bit, he starts up a conversation with M and tries to convince her that she should try out his disguise kit, to like add a beard just in case.
Who are you saying that to? About?
To M.
Oh, oh. You might have to poke her. She might be tinkering.
I'm setting up my sleeping quarters, and I'm gonna use my bag to cast create food and water, and do a charisma check to see if I can create better food and water. And no, it's just regular food.
Just regular food, not fancy food.
Nope, not fancy food.
Fancy would be interested in fancy food.
And it's a lot of food.
Be interested in Fancy Feast then.
It's 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water. So
No, I think the joke is that we find some Fancy Feast food for Fancy.
With
Give that to him.
with 5 things of watch order, there'd probably be a little overlap where there's some time where it's both me and Armaros, and then me and Val and whatnot. Guidance. Oh, I just. Oh, I think I put 2 D4s because I accidentally double clicked.
I see.
Subtract either one you want. Wow, that
Yeah.
was such a crap roll. With 2 D4s, it was an 8.
Wow. I think Val was looking through the stones.
Oh wow, 3 8s. Mine's not even an 8. A Taras sneaks up on us. Just didn't see it.
An 8 for Emmy would be probably par because she's not really paying attention. She's tinkering.
That's why I was kind of thinking about like
Uh-oh.
certain
Uh-oh.
people having groups to help.
Sounds like a popcorn bucket.
Val, deep in the night, off in the distance, you hear the roar of a very large beast that stays in the distance, but is definitely out there. Across the rest of the night, you remain undisturbed, and the morning comes.
When morning comes, Fancy is up early. He's been moving around. If anybody is still sleeping, checking their packs to see if they have anything good to eat.
The wind begins to pick up as the morning comes. The wind comes not just from the east, but also some from the west. So there's wind at your back and then occasional gusts at your front.
Is everyone kind of up and roused now?
Yeah. Also, just as an aside, this if I have this on my person, like none of us can be surprised. So it doesn't matter if like which one of us is on watch. Just in case I forget.
I don't know what roll you want to roll to see if Fancy's in my bag or not before I get struck by a firebolt. But
The so the warning will prevent you from having the surprise condition. You can still not see something coming and enter combat. You just don't get to lose your first turn. But whereas if you could perceive something, you could still avoid that encounter or react early or set up an ambush or things like there are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there are other things that can go on, but yes, you like the one thing is like the way I think of this quarterstaff of warning. It gives everybody some element of spidey sense, like you get the hair on the back of your neck stands up, and you get this kind of premonition warning that there is a threat, even if you can not see it.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if everybody knew that I had that. So.
Yeah, I was looking at that actually before the game started just to make sure that I had the wording down and I knew what it was going to do, because that will come in. That will definitely come into play across the campaign. So that one's a cool item.
There are a few of you that I'm not aware if you've had many travelings in the Badlands, but just so we're all aware, last night I did hear some rumblings far away from
It wasn't me.
something pretty nasty. No, definitely not you, Emmy. Something, some larger beast of some sort.
It's probably Fancy stomach. Just joking, but.
Can I help you find something there?
What? Oh no, I'm just making sure all of our stuff is ship shape. Tightens up a belt somewhere on something.
you get near my bag, you're gonna get blasted.
Sorry? Blasted? I'm
You
just making
get
sure that
near my bag, you're going to get blasted.
Fancy.
Fancy.
We've talked about this. Personal space includes our belongings.
Specifically with artificers.
Fancy takes note of the rabbit's bag.
If you're hungry, there's a pile of food.
Oh.
I motion to the 40-pound pile of food.
I love the cranky bunny.
Fancy does eat way more than his share. He has a crazy high metabolism.
I thank Weldon for the food.
There's 40 pounds of food. There is no sharing. Just eat it.
Just do a little prayer for Mistra when I get up and I eat.
I mean, you'll pick something like an apple or something up and walk around and munch, but probably not eat much.
It's just a random assortment.
You see Laura stick her head over the little lip into the little foxhole.
Whoa, who are you?
Good morning, little ones. Have you gained your spirit? Are you ready to trek about today?
We are ready.
Let us not waste any time. Come. Remember, things as you see. If you see something, even if it's relatively, seemingly harmless, things are not what they seem. Let me know, and let us go.
Um, uh, After everybody grabs up their packs, I make sure to mold Earth back to what it was to make sure that I leave Mother Nature as untouched as possible.
You can see that
Dagan,
she gives
who
you a
was
bit of a
that?
respect.
What did you say, Amy?
Who was that?
That's Laura. We met her last night. She's our contact.
I didn't meet her last night.
You were busy. We all met her.
Okie doke.
As everyone kind of gets up and over and prepares to start on the trek, you can see she's kind of walking along on what looks to be like this cane, and she looks to be rather, hobbling and hunched and old. Just remember, not all things are as they seem. She tosses the stick down and stands up straight, and then takes off running at a pace that would very much surprise you.
Oh, it's Yoda.
All right,
That's
everybody, double
That's a
time.
spry lady. We're moving. Rapid speed.
Oh, I've got little legs.
We all dash.
I just kind of like reach over and pick up Emmy and like put her on my shoulders.
Woohoo!
Cue the Lord of the Ring music.
Fancy's still trying to stuff a few things in to eat, and he sees everybody's kind of like running off, and he's like, "Garf! Oh,
Leave the pile of food.
Time to leave or be left. Let's go."
After we've gone like a round or two, I just glance back to make sure everybody's everybody with us. Specifically looking out for the gnome.
You see Fancy like holding like 5 things of food in his left hand, trying to eat and run at the same time.
I hang on to Armos as well as I can, and then hold my homunculus close to me as well with the other arm. So
All right, so you start off on your trek across, and as she's sprinting off in front of you, she's making ground ahead of you, all of you.
Bloody monks.
chase the sand halfling. Chase the sand halfling. Guys, I think I have a rock in my shoe.
Val, do I know if you have a familiar? Do you have a bird?
Yeah, you could have seen that around.
I wonder if we should launch him just to keep eyes on Laura here, in case she loses us.
You trek across through the morning, and every now and then you'll see Laura atop a dune, waiting, looking back at you as you approach, scanning the countryside, and then as you get close, she takes off sprinting again. And she does this all out the day, and then around midday, just as you crest one of the dunes, she's just sitting on the other side, eating some jerky and drinking from a canteen. Rest time!
This rest could not have come sooner.
Val's going to use the rest time to cast Find Familiar as ritual.
Okay. And we have Frank the Raven. Has joined
Frank out.
Frank has joined us.
Oh, Cinder the Spider has been out for a while.
Cinder, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get that over.
Fancy sits uncomfortably close to Laura and eyes the food that she's eating, trying to figure out like if it's good or not.
I tell Fancy, use your words.
I just walk over to Fancy and pull an apple out of his pack and hand it to him.
If you want to
Oh,
bite her
thanks.
food, just ask. Don't take her French fry, man.
You can see Laura kind of thump the earth. Just a couple of... And then you can see her crane her head to listen. Okay, break's over! And then she gets up and she's just gone. Sprints.
Hey, team, we're going.
On into the
Break
evening.
time's over.
Again,
Always
armor?
running.
Yeah. Want to ride?
Please.
Okay.
This continues on until the evening, where you again find her just on the other side of a dune, sitting. Ooh. Who could have imagined we could have avoided all those little nasties? But we did. Oh, there were many. Did you see them?
Yes, all of them for sure. Nasties is she talking about?
She gives you this little squinty-eyed stare.
I try to make up something about nasties, and about nasties that might be in the desert here. Apparently, I fail miserably. Oh, that wasn't a terrible failure. Who knows?
I ask Laura, like, do the ghost, oh man, what are they called again? Ghostlings?
Ghost-wise.
Ghostwise,
halfling.
okay. The Ghostwise halflings, do you have mini bards, storytellers, fanciful storytellers? I just kind of look at him.
For the better part of 1,000 years, we have survived and passed our information. Those that tell stories are usually those that are deemed worthy of keeping the knowledge and passing it on. Elders and leaders deemed worthy.
Fancy seems mildly offended at that word.
We have looser requirements for our storytellers in our culture.
Well, depends on how you define storyteller, and if Fancy really counts as a storyteller, I thought he was just the entertainment, not really storyteller.
We have our jesters too.
Yeah, there you go. That's the word.
I was trying to be as polite as I could, as saying, "Bless your heart, Fancy."
Well, rather than being historically accurate renditions, they're really more fanciful stories.
There's value in extravagance and hope. But it's a different value. That hope, it manifests. This enclave you seek, some of my own tribe, my own people, are often about looking for what you're going to look for. I hope we may entreat upon them in this journey, perhaps. You see, it's the visions that have come into our dreams of late. Many visions, vivant, and the same across all of us. It's either a sign of something good or bad, but in this apparent oasis, I've been to the oasis, but the dreams show a wonderfully beautiful golden sun temple. Not the desecration of the burning hate. Not him. But a new sun. One of warmth and life-giving. of hope. It has drawn us. It has drawn us all. So hopefully, there is hope in fanciful extravagance.
I have met these clerics in Kanos. They're a few, but they're there.
Ah, in Kanos. Leaders of the world and supporters of Lord Lumo as he brings the healing to us all.
You said that, like, everyone is having the same dreams?
Well, yes.
You know, I spent some time as a dream interpreter. Maybe I could help.
I can't help but every time that I think of the movie Son-in-Law, where Pauly Shore keeps saying, "I majored in that for 2 semesters."
It's like that, I'm sure.
Well, what do you think of this dream fanciful man?
Well, let's see. And then he tries to he sings some song about magic and wind and sand and how the good sun uh, is better than the bad sun.
Oh my God.
I just closed my eyes again.
Are the people we're looking for? Are we heading towards this temple? Is that the mission? I wanted to put as an aside, I don't know how much we covered this, but Kanos was our last campaign, and if Lumo seems a little special, he was played by Bob. That should explain all you need to know.
Okay.
I don't say anything, but I have I'm more wary and distrustful uh of Laura and her, I don't know, her people, because of, I don't know, any structured religion with some vision is like very much to how I grew up in the Tainted Isles, except that all was evil. So I just have a very, like, any structured religion, I'm like, nah, I'm out. I don't buy into it. I don't believe it. I don't think it can be good at all.
I would say it would be the best case scenario if this was divine in nature instead of mental manipulation.
Evil, yeah.
Oh, we all know well that even those purporting to be good can be devilish in nature.
Yep, many of those kinds found their end at the tip of my blades during the war.
Yeah, I'm getting sleepy myself, and I'm so hungry.
And I'm sorry, I know I asked if we were going to the temple, and that was not our main mission. Did she talk about who we are going to see at all? So no direct contact has been made with this group yet.
That's what we're here for.
I pull out the compass again just to see what it's doing. Is that the way we were traveling, or? Okay.
Looks good.
Digging it. Seems to be working now, at least.
Interesting. Maybe something in those stones were metallic in nature, magically infused, possibly.
I do the same thing and kind of like pull up 3 walls of dirt, sand.
Once the walls are up, Fancy goes over to one of the corners, puts down his pack, and starts getting comfortable again.
All right,
Why
so
do I-
we're going to
why
go
do I-
through our shifts again. So I'll need another set of perceptions as we go through.
When it I'll roll my perception. When it comes to the shift between me and Val, I'd like to have a few words with Val.
All right, go ahead.
Roll real quick.
Oops.
Uh-huh.
A little bit better this time.
Nice +8, bud.
I just asked Val. I know he's got some attunement to Mistra. But I guess where he's from, where you're from, you didn't run into many Palor temples, I suppose.
Well, there's plenty of temples that creep in and out of being there where I'm from. Yeah, there might have been a Palor temple there at some point, but no Palor followers.
Uh-oh.
The fancy? It's
Uh,
just a dream. It's a bad dream. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. No, game base. There were.
and that must be why it's dangerous to light fires at night.
Not in the Badlands.
I'd just wait a few moments to see if it's just silence before I talk again. See if anything other happens. Assuming I feel like I shouldn't say his name here. I'm sure that was just a coincidence, but this other guy, the other guy, a lot of his temples in Maoria, where I studied, a lot of his followers, and there seems to be a disconnect between what they believe and what the guy actually did.
Yeah, I suppose there's that level in all beliefs in all these religions. I don't know. Mistra's really been the only one
Religion.
so far that I haven't found that disconnect in.
Praise be the goddess.
I believe in my tools.
You're asleep.
Oh yeah. I'm saying in my sleep. I'm dreaming.
Everybody's
Also-
dreaming so much.
Yes.
With a
Also,
no switch.
before I went to sleep, I put a recorded message on my bag saying, "Get the fuck out of my bag."
I'll give him inspiration. That's wonderful.
No, Fancy was gonna definitely do the bag thing, but carefully avoid Weldon's bag and make sure that Weldon woke up with a carrot, like snuggling it or something. Carefully, just like tucking it into where he's sleeping.
Sleight of hand that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep, let's roll that. I'd like to see.
So like
What's-
insert a carrot in his
Yeah.
hand
It's
as
like,
he's
what's the
sleeping
difficulty
without waking
check?
him up.
What's
what's
the
the
difficulty
DC
check
check
on
on that?
slipping a sleeping rabbit a carrot?
Perception? I don't know. Versus his perception check.
Yeah.
It'd be versus my
Perception,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Mine's
Yep,
only
while
13.
you're sleeping. Yep. You wake up cuddling like a little teddy bear, a carrot.
No, that's fine. I think that was it. I just want to say that the group would probably notice, like, for certain like important big picture things, I often take counsel with Val. Not the guy who lit the fire.
Some poor bastard off in the distance did not find such safety. But perhaps his detriment was your gain, as whatever is out there found its prey. And the morning arises, and again Laura speeds you off. The time is definitely short today. We must hurry. Something tracks us. You don't want that. Come! Then she takes off sprinting off to the west.
So happy I have all this fur. Prevents chafing from my armor.
As we're running, I just look back, make sure the full group's here. Specifically, again, the gnome, but making sure everybody's with us.
I would have climbed on top of Armos.
Yeah.
can I?
I think Armaros is our best scouting thing. So I cast guidance. I do a little prayer to Mistra. And what do you see? Ask her to do like a check.
It seems like she's trying to avoid things. You should follow closely.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if Amaros can get a sight
What am I
on
checking?
Yeah. I was thinking more perception, if she could see what we're avoiding, but it could be survival.
Oh, it's the.
Oh, I didn't know if you knew survival for everybody for that.
Particular sense, you can see that she's hitting these dunes in a way that she is intending for you to follow her, like making it something that's very difficult to avoid. She'll come, stop, wait, then you catch up, and then she'll head off in a different direction as you continue throughout the day. All through the day and again to the night, where again she finds a spot. I think this is the best we can do for now. I think tomorrow will get us there. The winds are not favorable. We shall see.
That's for sure. It's hard to do card tricks out here.
What?
Mm.
What?
All right. To sleep? We must hurry. Tomorrow will be rough. I have a feeling the winds are against us. Sleep. We leave before dawn.
Hey, are you gonna do one of those wall things again?
Yeah, I was just getting to it.
I appreciate it. Hey, here's an apple for you, buddy. Pats him on the lower back.
Man, look
Wow.
at that. We probably see a fire in the distance with a little more screams.
Oh, that was almost a 1. Ooh.
You're like real professionals right now.
Once again, I put a message on my bag saying keep out.
A full brass band somewhere in the Badlands.
Oh, another somebody.
That's what happens when bards play music in the Badlands. It's a lot of life lessons we're getting right now, guys.
And then
I'm picking up everything.
when I'm gonna hold on. Where's look at the thing here? All right. Try sleight of hand. I'm going to make his windpipe, his instrument. I'm going to attempt to make his instrument smell like a rotten fish.
Sticking a sardine in a pipe.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. You managed to do so.
Initially, you were saying you were going for his windpipe. I'm like, oh, geez.
That escalated fast.
Choke on this!
Everybody don't like carrots.
You got pranked.
It's a prank. It's a prank.
Break brooch. This escalated quick.
You all are very confident in your ability across the night in perceiving the air around you. The wind does seem to pick up across the night, but it remains still and silent in the distance. Laura comes and wakes you all well before dawn, still completely dark. We better go.
Just a few more minutes, please.
Shut
Just
up!
a few more minutes.
I kind of gently shake Fancy.
We have heard the thing tracking us, but it's most dangerous when we do not. It follows, and it's close. Be
Fancy
quiet
starts
and
up really
move.
wide awake now, and he stands near Armoros.
Where's
Oh,
Val? Where's Val?
Shh. I just kind of like
Poof.
grabbing me and swing her up on my shoulders.
Wait,
And-
wait. Let me put a snare down before we leave.
A snare.
Yeah, and I jump off and I take 1 minute and I make a little rope circle out. Don't step in this.
Little artificing. Little
Yeah.
magical snare.
Little magical snare.
Alright, hit me with the artificing dex. Yeah, you've constructed a little thing. It looks like some kind of silly, cartoonish, rudimentary snare, but you know that it's infused with magical elements, and its deception will also be part of its strength. It might catch something much larger than anticipated. Much larger than it looks, at least.
Okay, we can go now.
Swing her
Fancy.
back up to my shoulders.
Fancy remembers that he did work as a rogue for a while, and since Val has disappeared, he thinks he might try to hide too. So
What do you say he did that during night school?
You all slip away, and it isn't 10 minutes later you hear a howl in the night. Still before dawn. The howl kind of turns into a whimper as you speed on.
I think he got snared.
As we get a little further away, and it's like, I don't know, we can kind of whisper more. I kind of whisper up to me, how come you haven't been laying traps before we sleep at night?
She said something was following us. I didn't know we needed before.
Yeah, well, maybe we should set up some, like, tripwires or something.
Catch the howler. When we catch.
Oh, I'll put my hand over his mouth if he's singing right now. It's not the time. Not the time for loud. It's quiet time. It's quiet time, Fancy. 1, 2, 3, quiet mouse.
Well, that snare will hold whoever you got for about 8 hours, so we should be good today.
Do you know, like, do you know that it actually caught it? Like, do you have any, I don't know, what the word I'm looking for is?
Based on the facts that we know, it at least did something to it to make it very angry. So
Well, it's supposed to pick it up. If we go back, we'll probably see him hanging out.
We should go back.
we
I
should
don't know, I
just
don't
go ahead and
think we should.
We
continue.
should definitely go back.
You know,
Nope.
nah, that's not a good idea.
Let's keep going.
Let's go. Move it.
Makes a difference to me.
Hut, hut, hut.
An hour or so later of our trek in the west, the sun finally comes over the horizon. It isn't another hour, and then Laura comes running back at you, something she's not done at this point in time. Storms are brewing. We've got no time at all. Against the dunes, against the dunes. It will be brutal. Anything to hold yourself down.
And I
Or
will
against wind.
I immediately cast my level 2 spell, rope trick. Quick,
Okay.
up!
Fancy wastes no time climbing the rope.
As you
Oh,
start
we're
to
going
climb
up?
as they cast the spell, and people start climbing the rope up into the extra-dimensional hiding space, you can see what looks like a giant wave, hundreds of feet high, that is just roiling desert sand floating from the west across. Massive wall moving your direction, not far away.
Amy is enamored with this. Like, oh my, that is so cool.
Yep, up the rope.
Keep going up.
I toss Emmy up to Dagon at the top. So she's too distracted to climb.
Did I make it up into the extra dimensional space?
Mm-hmm.
Once I get up there, I pull out the pan flute because there's not a lot of room in here, and start to play a little tune. It's like, bum ba 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 bum ba. Oh, this what the?
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, don't keep in our extra dimensional space.
Let's see.
I feel like Weldon pranked us all with that one.
You gag immediately, but hold it. What the?
He tries to go about cleaning out his pan flute.
Yeah, prestidigitate that away.
Yeah. Prestidigitate.
You can try. It ain't going away. It's not dirty. It's enchanted.
Val would have made sure everybody else was up the rope before he went, and he'll probably get into the place as soon as Fancy's retching over the odor.
As soon as everyone's up, I pull the rope up, close the space.
I forgot what that spell was, and I thought you just like put a rope up that went up to the sky. And I'm like, what? Why are we climbing a rope to the sky?
Nope. We're going into a secret hiding place.
In the like, you can still hear a slight connection, like the roaring storm as it washes over. You can hear what seems like very light winds in the distance.
Did Laura climb up into the space also?
Yep.
What does she make of the?
We're so
whole thing.
resourceful.
What an interesting little trick. Saves us from one danger, but hopefully doesn't deliver us into another.
You can't avoid all danger.
Itself. It's a bit scary.
Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. Laura, have you seen this trick before? And Fancy pulls out his tarot cards. And he says, pick a card, any card.
I'll indulge. She grabs a card.
Okay.
Sometimes you just have to with them.
He asks her to make sure that she sees what card it is, and it doesn't really matter. It just can be any random one. But what he's going to do is, after she puts it back in the deck and he shuffles some kind of like some fancy trick here, let's see if he can do some kind of little sleight of hand. He has a special card with his picture on it. Fancy's. It's kind of like a calling card. Or maybe he uses prestidigitate to get the fancy card to be at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, aha, your savior!
You can see that, like, she's just got the most flat-lipped, tight-lipped, like, stare. Mm-hmm.
You know, as fast as that storm blew in, it's probably already passed. We should,
Tough crowd in here. Tough crowd.
Well, we can look. Open the hatch.
You
And there's a
hear,
3 by 5 foot window.
Like as the storm hit, you could hear the rustling wind, um, kind of in a distance. But now the wind seems to have subsided. You hear no wind.
I think we're going to be in here for a while, guys. So if you just don't mind,
I was going to
I'll
exit out.
sing it. What, guys?
You
Same.
hear only light winds. Winds have a bit of a moan to them as you, a howl even. But they're light. The storm seems to have passed.
I look to Laura to
Well, out.
indicate her lead.
I mean, Laura can just look out and make the judge call.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Storm has passed. Off we go. She plops out, hits the ground, and then
Before, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go
Before we leave, Fancy takes out his pan flute and looks at Emmy, but says, "Hey, Coil, do you know how to fix these things?" This one's got some stink.
Will be time for that later. Let's put it away for now.
Yeah. Come on, Eustace.
Use?
Is that his real name, Eustace?
I don't know. I just keep guessing random ones. Figure, his won't be able to hide it if I actually get it right.
It's fancy to you.
It's more like a Swayze. So yeah, we get on with following Laura. At least that's what I'm encouraging everyone to do.
Mm-hmm.
As you all come out of the extra dimensional space, and the rope disappears, the moaning of the wind sounds like actual moaning in the distance. Laura comes down. Oh shit!
Uh-oh.
As you just up against the edge of a dune, you hear coming up and over a small horde of zombies coming across the barren land. Everyone needs to roll initiative,
Man.
as the hairs on the back of your head immediately flare as they all charge to swarm.
Oh my god, we rolled a 19. I don't know how I feel about this new world.
Fancy.
Um,
You're the first to react.
Well, let me get this combat tracker out here. Hmm. Can I hold my action?
You can, yes.
Okay. What does that mean to hold my action or whatever?
So you have to give a trigger and what the action is that you're holding, And then whenever that trigger takes place, you use your reaction to then release your whatever held action is.
Okay, basically, Fancy whips out his rapier and his short sword, one in each hand there, and he spins around to this side here to protect Emmy from getting run over by zombies, and he's waiting to, in case a zombie comes into melee range, then he will use his action to attack.
Okay.
But other than that, that's what he's doing. Is that the right way to use that?
Yep, that's it. Yep.
Okay.
Alright, Weldon's up, and then a couple zombies, and then Dagon, you'll be up after that.
I will use my action to create an Eldritch Cannon.
Yeah. Get your cannon here.
Yeah. It's gonna have legs. It's like a cannon with legs.
Magic legs.
Whoops. Dang it, that's not right. There it is. Aha.
And I will create it. Just what's this say? 15 feet. Sorry.
Because of that add-on thing I've got, you should be able to move it and control it as though it was you, sort of.
I create it within 5 feet of myself. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will direct it to. Wait, how far away are they? I will. After that, my bonus action.
Yeah, you can make it move 15, walk 15 feet.
Yeah. But it can't reach anything, so.
Yeah, it's a 15-foot cone.
Yep.
And it can move 15 feet, I believe, if you're talking about the flamethrower.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There actually is a cone.
Yes. All right, and I will pass the turn.
Okay. They are slow-moving zombies, so they have to use their action to move further. Dagon.
I used to have an arrow overlay when I clicked on something so I could see how far it was. I do not have that now.
If it's targeted,
Oh, I have to mouse over myself to do it. Okay, we're good. It's not automatic. I am just gonna scoot around this guy a little bit. As I'm moving, I am just hitting my sword against my shield, trying to be super loud. I want everything looking at me.
Zombie 7, as you kind of move away, like kind of pretends to swipe at you, but you're out of range.
I say a little prayer to Mistra as I cast Turn the Unholy.
Turn the Unholy. Okay, so that's like your actual
Turn the Dead. Yeah,
turn undead type thing. Okay.
Let me find it. I just had it open. Now this has my Wisdom DC as 11, and maybe that's supposed to be that. It does seem low, but it didn't really. It just said a Wisdom save. So
Your wisdom is 8.
yeah, it's low. So
Oh, wait, is it based on your wisdom or is it
I have
based
no
on?
idea. It just says
Is it a spell or is it a? Feature.
no, it's a class feature thing. My thing's not opening. We'll just go with 11.
What in the what the?
Things.
All right, so the ones it looks like only 3 of them failed. That's disappointing. So those 3 that failed their turn will be running away.
I feel like that's the wrong DC.
Yeah, it does seem super low, but it just
Because that's based off
they
of.
must make a wisdom save, and that's all.
They make a wisdom save, but your DC should probably be higher for your castings.
Yeah,
let me
look at another thing.
Unless your casting stat is wisdom, in which case you have a.
No, it's not. It's charisma.
Yeah, so that should be higher than that. Turned. It did this to those automatically. Go ahead and move the turned to. Let's see. Zombie. Let's see. Anything that got. We'll call the 16 a save, and then so anything less than a 16, you can move the turned over top of it. Some of them that had success, there was the 13 and the 12 and the 11. If you'll put the turned on top of them as well, that's Zombie 5, Ogre Zombie 26, and Zombie 8. Also get turned.
Okay, thank you.
14 and 28 have it doubled somehow, and 20.
Because I didn't unclick them. Because I mean, I guess double turn is going to be just the same as turn.
Is it okay? I wasn't sure. What does that cause them to do?
Run away.
Oh, okay. But it's not like they're not gonna fight for us. They're just running away.
No, they just run away.
Yep, they're afraid of the holy might.
Okay.
And that is my turn. I was just looking at and added that today, and I was like, that looks low. I'll ask him about it later. It's like I'll never use that as boring, but then we have zombies, and it's like, okay, well, it's not boring now.
Was Eldritch Cannon supposed to do things before me, or?
It requires an action on his turn to prompt it. Yeah, so technically the Eldritch Cannon is there, but it does, just like the Raven doesn't do anything unless we make it do something.
Trying to remember how to target things. Okay, I can see it on my combat tracker now.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you mouse over your token, you'll see everything. Arrows pointing and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're targeting all the things. Almost all the things.
I actually don't see that on any of my. Whoa, how'd that happen?
Did you mouse over?
At the top of the map, there's also a clear targets button in case you need to. If it's easier to start over.
Yes.
It's I don't know how many groups you can. Okay, yeah. Okay, you can see.
Okay, I think we're there now.
Yep, number seven is targeted. Yeah, because you can kind of like RTS style, like there's a way to click and then you can drag and click and then target everything across the square that you drag, and there's lots of different targeting things, but yeah. Number 7 is targeted. Emmy, you're up next. You want to go ahead and start prepping?
Yep. I actually accidentally exited the map. Sorry.
Okay,
I
so
can't find out how to pull it back up.
this is a new feature that's also helpful, so I don't have to reshare it. There's two things. One is if you open up your character sheet and then you click on your icon, like your portrait in the top left of your character sheet there, and it'll pop open a thing, and it says like there's token flat and then token camera, and in the middle is like a little targeting thing, and it says opens the linked map.
Nice.
So you can always open it up. Yep.
Because that's what I was trying to figure it out a while ago, and I clicked out of it. So thank you. Now, where's that clear target button? Not it.
Top right.
Yeah,
bunch
top
of
right.
buttons.
Yeah.
And then I'll do Tasha's Caustic Brew, which will be 5 feet wide across from me,
Okay.
up to 30 feet away.
So I believe. Yeah, excellent. It says I believe that you can pass Frank's turn. Okay, good, excellent. All right, so you're gonna toss that and target. How big is it?
It's 5 feet wide, 30 feet long.
Oh, 5 feet wide, 30 feet long. Okay.
Yes.
Are you not trying to knock down the pins in a straight line here like this?
Yeah, I was trying to.
Excellent. So yeah, target. Control left click each of those, all 4 of those zombies one at a time. Yeah, excellent. And then now is this a save?
Next save.
Yeah, okay. So is it built in so you can just click the
Yeah,
ability?
I think I can just click it. We'll try.
Yeah. And then
I have
now hit the
acid
damage.
damage.
Yep.
And that continues. It's a concentration spell, so I was just going to be continuous.
Oh, okay. That's acid damage, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so you notice that the one that Val shot at the first went down, and it looks to be unstirring. But these others have a slightly different effect when they go down with this acid damage. They're actually... dead.
Popping like a pimple.
Good thing I'm protecting the gnome.
Anything else, Amy?
Nope, just trying to get to combat tracker.
Excellent. Amaras?
Okay. I'm gonna cast Entangle.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
And then I think I just so
Are you
that
the
right?
square? Are you the square? Is this the
Yeah,
square?
the blue square.
Yep.
It's a 20-foot square.
Yep.
And it starts from any point within 90 feet away. Plants turn the ground into difficult terrain.
Oh, okay. So
That-
you put the restrained
I
effect
did
on them, but
not
they
do the
should.
right thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they needed to do the DC, the save first.
Oh, so I roll the cast?
Either
How do I
cast
take it
or
off?
there should be a save.
So I would
Yeah, like there's a D20 right next to that says save.
this.
There you go.
Ah,
And so zombie 28 is not. So I'll remove his restrained, but the other two are.
okay. Sorry.
All good. All right. What else are we doing?
That was a level 1 spell, right? So make sure I keep track of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just move over here.
Okay.
Like, if I need to step in and protect or heal or anything, and yeah, I think that's everything.
All right. Wait, this one's turned.
Turn down for what?
You're gonna go that way.
Oh no, the zombies run.
Val, you're up first. And then Emmy, you'll be up next with Fancy Follow.
He's gonna flick of a wrist and summon this big purpley looking, wicked looking dagger out of seemingly nowhere and throw it at the zombie.
Okay, yeah. Shoom. That's the psychic damage. Dagger sticks straight in the head of that, and then it disappears. Right, right afterwards.
Yep.
And then it falls.
And then at that, he's gonna notice how, I kind of look over where Amy threw her thing at and noticed how those zombies reacted and how the one he just killed reacted, then look back at the one he initially threw at. I don't know why that threw 3 of those. Oh, because it's
Elven accuracy.
It's the elven accuracy thing.
They're so
Yeah.
sexy.
Yeah.
We need to have one elf in every party from now on.
That's good. That was so much fun with the rogue.
And it pops.
I continue to spew 30 feet of acid.
Okay, so that would probably be 26 then. Is the only one. So if you want to go ahead and roll.
Oh, there's one in range?
Yeah,
See, he's out of range. He's 45 feet away.
Oh wait, it was 30. It was 5 by 30 in a line.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. I want to leave. Okay. Yeah. And then you're gonna leave that going. Okay.
Yep,
And
that's
then
it.
Fancy.
Um. Fancy. What's the ogre zombie number 3? Is he entangled?
Yeah. Yep. Vines are wrapped around his ankles, and he went to move, and then just was stuck in place.
Okay.
Something tells me he's about to get relentlessly pipe fluted.
Not necessarily. Fancy is going to just move here and do the same hold his action thing as
Okay.
before.
Yeah. As I said, you could shoot a sardine at him like a blow dart.
Oh, he's just gonna hang out.
I don't think I had. Well, I don't have the concentration effect.
Oh, wait a
for some
minute.
reason.
This one wasn't. It was turned, but it was also restrained, so it wouldn't have actually been able to move. That's what I was thinking. Amy? Why don't you go ahead and you're pumping the damage on him. Go ahead and do that 26, because he was restrained, so he wouldn't have been able to move when he was on his turn. So hit him with the
Sure.
save and then the damage. If yeah. I think he's the only one you have targeted. So. Yeah. Yep. He failed. Okay. And he is still restrained. Let's see. He can try to break that restraint.
Come to me. I yell at him.
And then he gets within range for Fancy to use his action.
Okay. Do I get to use my main and offhand, or just my main hand?
It is just your main.
Okay. And he gets poked with the rapier with style.
Hey, Fancy, looks like that big guy's coming for you. Maybe he's a patron of the arts.
Where's my character sheet? I'm looking for it, Drad.
Yeah.
I might
Rapier. Here it
recommend
is.
a dirge or a slow waltz for. I don't know what he's into.
Did I get him targeted? Yes. And I keep losing my character sheet thing. Okay, here it is.
Ooh.
I don't know why. Oh, it did roll 2 because I'm not
He's
sure exactly what
restrained
happened.
Oh, he's
still.
restrained
Oh.
still.
Restrained still.
It's okay. Just you can hit him with the damage. I'll go ahead and remove the restrained bit, but we'll treat it like a crit. Ooh, there we go.
Oink! I got one more attack because I'm blades.
Yep. Yep. Your main hand still gets to do its thing, and
What?
a 9 still hits it. It's one giant, slow, massive pound of
Boing.
lumbering flesh.
Okay, that's it for me.
Armorous.
Okay.
Get this thing off me!
And Weldon, you'll be up next.
Maybe if I stop killing everything before I get to burn them.
I'm gonna cast mirror image.
Okay.
I do.
Does it last like? How long does that last? Is that 8 hours or is it 1 hour or? Can't remember. Time.
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Cast mirror image on yourself.
Yep.
All right. Just mark your spell, and then where are you headed?
Just gonna kind of like stay by Emmy to like maybe they'll swing at one of my mirrors instead of her or Fancy.
Okay, sure. You
Uh,
are imposing, so you're up in big ogre zombies business. Anything else?
No. What is it?
Well done.
Yeah.
With then some zombies and then Dagon after.
I will cast a.
Oh, where was it? Okay, yeah. If you go this way,
I'm just going straight. That's where I moved it.
okay.
And I will cast a double Eldritch Blast.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I didn't roll the damage? Why didn't I roll damage? Roll damage for the second one for a crit.
And then the first one.
Huzzah.
Excellent. Okay.
Take that, you zombies! And that's it. Ooh, that's a good save.
Dagon. And then we'll spin the wheel.
Okay. He chose to be my target, so let's do that. And yeah, she's gonna have to divine smite him.
Uh-oh.
If you must.
Oh no.
Oh gosh, that
All
was
those ones.
well, rude.
Wow.
I expected a little more out of that, but
That's some Will Wheaton shit right there.
He is divinely smitten.
I am sorry, Mistra. I will do better.
It's kitten smitten right there.
I'm trying to make a square.
That was unexpected. But sometimes that do be how it is.
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast. Where to go? Come back. So many spells. Spiritual weapon.
Okay, yeah.
And when it's cast, it gets to take a swing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What the heck is these ones?
Pew,
Oh, is it two?
pew. So what is your
Oh.
spiritual weapon?
It's a sword with the 7 stars of Mistra kind of etched into the blade, glowing all purpley.
Okay, cool. So like big great sword kind of thing?
Yeah.
And then hacks. And then one arm is now off of this big ogre zombie.
And that is my turn.
And Weldon's up first.
Weldon. Skitter, skitter,
Finish
skitter,
him.
skitter.
Yeah. Bonus action.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Failed.
Uh-oh. What was that sound?
The sound of failure, apparently.
Fire! An eye attack.
It's mad. It's very mad.
At the other zombie. Eldritch Blast. Oh!
Dog.
Take that! You're interrupting my trip.
Fancy.
Am I able to move around the ogre by like cutting in front of him and going around the left side there?
Just be wary that there is a column of acid.
Oh,
That's
well, I don't want to
erupting.
go that then. Just kidding. Put me back where I go.
Ah! Oop! Heep! Hop!
I'm just gonna attack him with my rapier.
Okay.
Can you just go around to the other side, like on the right side?
Yeah, I just don't want to get in the acid. That's all.
Yeah, you're okay.
Okay, then I'll
I
try
was
it.
thinking on the corner of him. Like
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
like
try
this.
from there.
there.
Okay, I do it. I don't know if that gives me any advantage or anything trying to get around him.
At the moment, it does not. No.
Okay, that's what I'm just gonna attack him from here.
Ooh.
Oh, so lucky.
You're like standing right next to him, right? Or are you 10 feet away? Like you can't be that far away, right?
It's just he is. It's
Yeah.
just he's good.
Because
Yeah.
it's not on the square.
And
Like,
swing again.
Little Zorro.
And he's dying. So I don't have to use my offhand. So
he's dying, but he's not squished.
I know. Well, okay, fine. I'll hit him with my short sword. Try to.
He's almost dead.
Just kill it already!
Thump.
Finally. Thought you were gonna sing it a song.
All right, Val, and then Armors.
Won't this thing die?
So the acid killed them, or poofed them, and the radiant damage poofed them. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Does that have to be magic damage? Is that
Mm-hmm.
what I'm gathering?
Do I move my familiar as my bonus action, or how does that work?
I believe so. Let me remember.
Frank's gonna flutter over there.
So I actually realize that these are very much not natural creatures, so I have no problem attacking them.
Yeah, they're already dead. So
Yeah, right. Took me a second. Should I have the right one? I have the wrong one targeted. Okay, there we go. And I'm just gonna smack it. Oh, it's an advantage.
It is not. Nope.
It's not. Okay.
are we not doing flanking?
We are not doing advantage on the flanking. Nope.
Okay.
Well, I don't do this much.
It's never happened to me before.
You just pass your turn then?
Yeah.
Eldritch Cannon, calm down. It's not your turn.
Right.
Oh, he poofed? Did he poof?
Popped.
Interesting. Guess that rapier opened up a little stink hole in him.
Amy, and then Dagon.
And I continue to spew my 30 feet of acid, again, concentrating.
What? Wrong button. Sorry, I'm not trying to reroll initiative. Take an attack. Divine Smite. Mister, don't make me look bad in front of my friends.
Can you do that? How many times can you divine smite?
Depends on how many spell slots I have.
Oh, okay.
It's limited to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oof. Oof.
Now we're talking something that doesn't look pitiful.
that's God, that was a level 1 last time I did it too. And let me look up how far can I move my little sword.
20 feet, I believe.
Not quite close enough. I'm moving a little closer. And yeah, it's my turn.
On the mirror image dread,
Oh,
I'm
shoot.
supposed to...
Yeah, I was supposed to. Well, he auto missed,
Well,
so I
because
didn't have
you
to
missed.
do it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I
was
did forget
wondering-
about it.
Because it says each time a creature targets you, so am I supposed to roll it regardless of whether he misses or not? Or
No, if he hits, then we'll roll.
it's only if
and
he hits.
If he
Okay.
hits, and then then you'll roll, and if it hits one of the target numbers, depending on how many images you have, then it kills an image instead of hitting you, essentially.
Okay. Gotcha.
Or
Alright.
if it doesn't hit if you roll and you don't get the number, then it hits you instead of the image. Essentially, that's kind of the piece. All right, Val, Fancy, Emmy.
So, Frank's gonna use the help action and fly in the face of this ogre zombie and just like try to literally eat its face, because even though he's a spirit raven, he's still a raven. Didn't get my sneak attack damage on there.
If you have to hit the thing to add
Oh,
sneak
I hit
attack
the.
buff. Yeah. Let me see. Just roll. What is your? Is it 3d6 right now for sneak attack?
I think it's 2d6.
Just go ahead and roll 2d6 into the chat, and we'll make that adjustment. 8. Okay, yeah, it's still critical. It is, like chunks of flesh are like literally slopping off of its body as it's, the giant sack of meat is just barely making it.
Remember, I have spewing still.
Oh, heck. Okay. In that case, don't make me move there. I'm going to reach. I'm gonna cast a spell. I'm gonna
Is it
cast.
a column or like just a stream?
Because 5-foot stream from my mouth.
Well, but it it stays in the air, so like theoretically he could duck under it. Is what I'm thinking, or not?
Mechanically,
Five
it
foot
hits
wide.
everything. Yeah,
Okay.
5 foot down up or whatever. Like, yeah.
It's like the pea soup and the exorcism.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was just curious what if it was like. I mean, there's still those way out there. They ran away,
Yeah, I know, but
or are still running away. I'm not sure. Do they stay turned?
In a minute or until
Oh,
someone
man.
damages them.
Ah.
okay. I'm going. What's my move? 30. I move to here.
So I drop the caustic acid and put my hands on my knees and
And it's been spewing from your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Something's wrong with our gnome.
Okay, so now we'll roll your d20 to see if it hits a image, and you're supposed to roll under. Is it under a 16 for all three or something like that?
No. It's
Before you,
if I roll a 6 or higher, if I have 3 of them,
Oh, it's the opposite
and I
direction. Yeah.
roll a 6 or
Higher,
a
it
6 or
kills.
higher,
Yeah.
then it switches to duplicate, and their AC is 10 plus my dex modifier, which is -1, so it's 9. So
Yeah.
he would still hit one of them. So now I have 2.
Yep. Now you have 2.
Okay. Alright.
All right, well, let my sword take a hit first. Bad sword.
Asshole.
hold on a sec. Oh, never mind. Just kidding. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It
the
doesn't
one's
work
an
that way.
automatic. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Dude, don't tell him you're gonna do it before you do.
Gonna do a normal attack.
Huzzah!
I'm looking out for any other threats. I don't know if the other zombies may have just ran off forever.
Yep. They ran off.
Check everything look clear? Everyone? Clear? Did anyone take any damage?
None.
Messy, but call it clear.
Nice tune. Nice tune, Fancy.
Emmy, where were you hiding all that?
I'm not sure, but I could sure use something. You have one of those apples, Fancy? Oh, that's a bad taste.
Absolutely. Fancy pulls out an apple and tries to bounce it off both elbows, and then like knock it over to her with some little sleight of hand here.
I thought your pipe flute smelled bad. Jeez.
I give Emmy another tasty star. I gotta remember who I called. Another treat.
Pastry?
Pastry.
Yeah.
Yum. This tastes much better than that.
Laura pops back from over one of the dunes to the southwest. That was all of them. You're rather good. Good. Now let's go. Let us go. And then she
Freak's
sprints off
over,
to the west.
Gus.
And then for the next hour, I ride my cannon like a surfboard.
Nice.
Hey, Drad, mechanically speaking for the bard, like if I want to use my instrument as a focus or whatever, do I have to like spin around putting away weapons and all that kind of stuff, or do I, as a bard, do I just use my instrument? You know
It
what I mean?
depends on um, if you've got both. Like if you've got both weapons out, you can put one away and grab your loot or whatever that turn. But then the next turn, you'd have to swap it back if you wanted your other weapon out. But yeah, it is like a as a focus. It is something you have to be able to kind of stop and use for a spell.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. We did it. Unscathed, even. Little restraint and turned undead made them rather easy to deal with. These little horde of moving zombies that were cast upon us by the sandstorm. And Laura leads us off to the west. And so again, we begin to travel. And this time she pushes just past dusk as the sun begins to set. And then she stops everyone again. Alright, time for us to make a camp. I'm going to go scout it around a bit. I've seen some footprints. Maybe it's my people. She goes off to look.
Fancy chuckles to himself. Footprints. Ha! In this sand.
You make camp, as you've done the last several nights now, and begin to settle into your rotation. I need my round of perception checks.
First roll of the day. Oh no.
Amy's tired. That took a lot out of her.
Amoros, on your very first watch, just as the sun sets down, you get that prickling hair on the back of your neck feeling, a warning. Some threat is imminently nearby. Everyone that had just tucked to sleep is instantly alerted to be awake. As your eyes open, you're all. Let's see how many. 1, 2, 6. Okay, 6. Amros, I need you to roll initiative. Just you.
Okay.
As everyone is waking up.
Stunned.
A single command in the night. Hold!
Ability.
Why is this by Dagon?
Damn that
Because
guy.
He has Dagon selected. It's not.
Yeah,
really
yeah, because it's your
why.
turn or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
all of you, the power of that word holds you still and stunned in mass. Dagon, unbeknownst to you, around you, there's no anything. You feel a cutlass on your throat. And we go to break.
Dun, dun.